used to be, well, their roots, the creators of both companies were like brothers. Did you know this?
I did.
And it was around the World War II era, and they kind of split ways because one was kind of pro-Nazi, the other one was kind of, I forget which one was pro-Nazi and which one was kind of...
I believe it was Adidas was pro-Nazi.
Really?
I could be mistaken.
We could be mistaken. We're not trying to bash Adidas or Puma, but I find it interesting that they're kind of brother companies, and it's kind of cool to see.
We could definitely go into that. We have another segment called "Sit Your Ass." It's history class.
Oh,
we're gonna talk about some history stuff.
Tell me more.
That's gonna be a spicy little segment. We're gonna delve straight into the depths of shoes, all the way back to, as far as we know about shoes, some fun facts, some weird things you didn't know about shoes, the history of shoes, all the way back to the medieval times.
Some Tinker Hatfield
stuff. To Tinker Hatfield, Nike, Adidas, and even to the Asics generation, the Onitsuka Tigers.
So we're actually going to go back to 300 AD when the first slide appeared in South Africa. Just kidding.
The inspiration for Birkenstocks, essentially.
Birkenstocks belongs on our Big Ballin or Big Fallin.
Yeah. So before we get too off topic, the weekend collab with Puma, would you rate that a Big Ballin or a Big Fallin for that one?
I would say it's leaning towards a Big Ballin shoe. I think it's a solid shoe. I think the price point's a little high, but it makes sense because it's a high-top leather shoe.
And it is the Weeknd's name behind it.
The Weeknd's name's behind it. And I think the price point would be more fair if I got a hands-on look and if the leather quality was superb. And it looks like it's these just kind of traditional like wax-dipped laces. It looks like
it's hard to see it on the big screen. But, for me personally, Thomas asked me if it's gonna be Big Ballin or Big Fallin.
Levi. Is this shoe going to be a Big Ballin or a Big Fallin?
For me, Thomas, I'm going to have to rate this one a Big Fallin. For me personally, my fashion sense, guys, this is not going to be a huge hit for me. And it's definitely not going to sneak its way into my collection.
Into your wardrobe?
Yeah. Not that I think it's an ugly shoe.
Just not for you?
I just won't be able to pull these off. To me, it's got a very similar silhouette to a high-top Converse. Great shoe. I love that silhouette. I love it to death. I think it's iconic. And I think this has a very clean look. But for me, I'm a 6'1" Korean. I cannot be caught in these shoes. Otherwise, I'm going to look like a tourist out here. And so that's why I don't wear Converse, which kills me. Because I can't pull them off. I just look goofy in them. I don't know what it is. Also, I think it has to do with my wide foot. Converse run kind of narrow on me. So I have to get like a bigger size, usually like a 13 to sometimes 14, and I don't know, it's just not for me. Definitely think it's a clean look. I like how they added the zipper in the back. It kind of helps separate it from that generic high-top Converse look that many other brands have kind of, not ripped, but were inspired from. But overall, I think it's a clean shoe. Overall, I think it would be Big Ballin', but for me personally, my collection is going to be Big Fallin' for me. I'm going to have to pass on it.
All right.
So we got any more? Moving on.
More?
Do we have anything else to talk about Big Ballin', Big Fallin'?
Well, oh yeah. So we got these Jordan 8 OVOs, and I know you like the white and gold accent, even black and gold, and I know you like the OVO line. I know you like Jordans. I know 8s were your first sneaker. What's your take on these? Because of course, as the OVOs go, there's gonna be a black and white colorway, and it's usually the white colorway comes out first, then it's followed by the black colorway. But I feel like everyone likes the white colorway usually more. For
me, I think the OVO 8s, it's gonna be a Big Ballin' for me, everybody, and I think that's kind of a given for me.
Okay, here's a question: Is there a Jordan that would not look good if it dubbed the OVO colorway? Is there from 1 to 14?
I would say the 5.
You think 5s wouldn't be able
I
to
think,
pull it off?
I mean, Jordan Brand proved me wrong. But I think the silhouette of the 5 is already... I don't know what it is about the 5, but I feel like they wouldn't be able to pull off a white and gold colorway. I think it has to do with the actual silhouette, the way the model looks.
I agree with that. I agree with like
they already
a
came
4
out,
and a 5. I think would not work with an OVO.
Yeah, because like the white, they came out with that all white 5 with like the silver tongue or something like that. It was like a GR. It wasn't anything crazy, but
are you talking about the all leather one?
Yeah,
the premium one.
Yeah, the premium ones. That's what it was. And those came out, and those sat on shelves. Honestly, it was a pretty generic GR.
The price on those are really high.
Were they?
They're like 400.
Those did not catch me. Those were not. I was not a fan
They're
of
like
those.
400, which
Really?
is why they're sitting. I feel like they would have been bought up a little bit more if they were 200. But
yeah, it wasn't for me. Very similar to like the Pure Money Force and like that whole series, which is, I think they're clean colorways, but I don't know. I feel like the 5 just wouldn't be able to pull off the white and gold or even the black and gold look. There's just something about that silhouette that I don't think can hold that kind of colorway. And maybe I could be wrong, so Jordan Brand proved me wrong.
You've never owned a pair of 5s.
I've never owned a pair of 5s, though, so that's true. But for these 8s, the 8, I'm a little biased. I'm a huge Drake fan. But I'm not one of these hype beasts that just hopped onto the Drake bandwagon. I've been an OG Drake fan since So Far Gone, essentially. Since Best I Ever Had. I actually went when I was in 7th or 8th grade when he went on his Thank Me Later tour. And that is my favorite Drake album, Thank Me Later. I think that is his best album put together. In my opinion, I think it's above Take Care. But again, that's really my opinion. Anyways, I actually saw Drake when he was on tour. My dad got Summer Jam tickets when I was in like 7th or 8th grade. And Summer Jam is a big music festival in St. Louis. It's hip-hop music. And they bring like a ton of hip-hop artists. And they perform like all day long. So my dad got tickets. He got me VIP tickets, which is crazy. So me and my dad went because he was like, I don't know any of these artists, but I know you do. And I wasn't old enough to drive, so he took me with. Anyways, the lineup was crazy. So it was Cali Swag District when they came out with Teach Me How to Dougie. So that was huge. The Dream was there. And that fool was throwing out $100 bills out into the crowd. Chingy was there, which was awesome. Shout out to my boy Chingy. He's got a house in STL. He's from there. Nelly was there, which was amazing. Hometown guy. It was so cool to see him live. Nelly, Drake was there, and Gucci Mane was the headliner. And I was like, oh, that lineup was crazy to me. It was bananas. It was like all my favorite artists at the time. And so I got to see him. What's crazy is while we're there at that concert, so Gucci Mane came out. First off, shout out to my dad, because he's now a fan of Gucci Mane after that concert. Is because Gucci Mane live, at least this was chubby Gucci Mane time. So this was like
a different Gucci.
Yeah, this is gangbanging Gucci Mane. And so at this time when he was on stage, most of the time artists, I would say most of the time they perform like 3, maybe 4 songs, and they'll take a little break and talk to the crowd, interact with everyone. And they'll do that the whole set. Gucci Mane, this man is crazy. Because this guy, for like his 45-minute, hour-long set, went from song back to back to back to back. There wasn't a stop. He just kept going. But at the end, towards the end of his set, his guys backstage, they came out on stage and there were like a ton of Gucci purses. And boop, boop, there's just stabbings. There's a stabbing starting to happen in the pit. And luckily, me and my dad were in the VIP section because, first off, as soon as Drake came out, because this is when Drake wasn't even a headliner yet. He was still an opener. Drake came out, and this is an outdoor amphitheater. They were sitting in the garden seats, and there's tons of people behind us. Luckily, me and my dad were in the VIP section, so we had security around us and everything. But they bum rushed security and all went down to the pit. And then for Drake and the Gucci Mane came out, everybody was going buck wild for it. And this was around the same time Lemonade drop, which was a big older Gucci Mane hit. And at the end of it, he threw out a bunch of Gucci purses. There's stabbings going on, so they had to shut the concert down early. And me and my dad were just sitting there like, what in the freaking world? That was one of my That was like my second concert ever too, and so like I was like, what is this stuff? Like, what is going on? But anyways, I'm a big Drake fan. I'm a big fan of like really simple colorways. I think the OVO line has done a great job of what they've been doing, making their shoes loud but simple, not too much. The white and gold, black and gold.
I will say, those Trophy 8s, I think is a better colorway than these OVO 8s.
I think
if you're gonna say let's do a white and gold Jordan 8.
I think the way Jordan promoted the Trophy 8s and sold it and marketed it, I think they did a better job. I love the confetti.
I just like that. And they took
detailing.
off the like that old like
The paint.
80s soda cup lines, and they made it like this shiny silver or not silver, gold.
I would have to agree with you on that. As for
But
the shoe,
it's still
a great. It's a simple shoe. I love white and gold. I think it's a great colorway. It's powerful. Shows you got power. You throw these on your feet, people are gonna be like, "Damn, what's he wearing?" You're gonna stunt on your hose, but also not be doing too much on these. I think it's a great shoe. Also, I'm a big 8 fan. I love 8s. That was my first Jordan I ever bought personally. I'm a little biased, but what do you think, Thomas? I've been talking for a lot. Is it a Big Ballin or is it a Big Fallin for you?
Oh, these 8s, I think guaranteed any kind of OVO that you get these days is gonna be a Big Ballin shoe. What I do like is on the I don't know if this is on the white pair, but on the black pair they kind of switch it up, because I feel like the previous 2 Jordan collabs with the OVO, the black pairs have been a little. The reason why people don't like them as much is because it's just like a black shoe, you know? And what I like about this 8 that they're doing is the Jumpman logo on the tongue. It's going to be in red. So to me, it's like cool to have that little pop of color to just make it, because the black and the white shoes, they're pretty, like, it's not like someone hasn't done a black and white shoe collab before, you know? So to have that little pop of red against the black and gold, I think is a good little touch. There's actually 2 things though, 2 sneakers that have kind of been in my mind recently. Cause
Thomas, what are those sneakers you've been thinking about?
These sneakers are coming out, I think, early 2018. I know that the black cement 3s, which to me, I feel I've heard so many people tell me that this is their favorite pair of Jordans all time. Black cement 3s. They're coming out in February. Personally, I never was a huge fan of the 3 at first, but now that I've kind of been in the game for a couple years, I like these black 3s. They look like a sneaker, you know, versus a basketball shoe. They look more like a sneaker, and I kind of like that. And I really hope they do well with the leather on these, and I really hope that the availability is there for those that want to get a pair. I also hope that I have the availability in my bank account so that when they roll around, I'll be able to get a pair.
Would you give the black cement 3s
Big
Big Ballin?
Big Ballin.
Big
Yeah,
Ballin
it's
for
a
sure.
classic shoe.
Would you rate that? I know everybody says either the 3s, the 4s, or the 11s are their favorite Jordan silhouette. Would you say it's in your top 3 favorite Jordan silhouette? No?
It's not. I appreciate it for it being, I think it's one of the classic Jordan colorway, like Jordan number and color, like combined. I think if you're going to have a 3, this is definitely like a pair you should go for. I would say 11s are my top. Just they're my first Jordan I fell in love with. I remember seeing a lot of people might disagree with me here, but my favorite Jordan is the Gamma Blue 11s. I like the all black, and then what happened was I saw a kid in high school who had a pair of these, and I saw.
And you own a pair, right?
I own a pair of 11s.
Oh, do you own the Gammas?
I don't own the Gammas.
You don't have the Gammas.
I only have the 72 and 10 highs, the black pair with like the sparkly patent leather, and then I have a pair of the varsity red.